In a village of La Mancha, the name of which I have no desire to call to mind, there lived not long since one of those gentlemen that keep a lance in the lance rack. An old buckler, a lean hack, and a greyhound for a carson, an orgy of rather more beef than mutton, a salad on most nights, scraps on Saturdays, lentils on Fridays, and a pigeon or six on Sundays made away with 3/4 of his income. Don Alonso Quijada, also known as Don Quixote. And here we have a 21st century knight in a not so shiny armor, who has decided to pursue her beloved Mademoiselle Europe across the continent with the help of his loyal friend Sancho. Leaving behind the familiar scenery of La Mancha, our unusual duo travels north to Hungary. Here we are, the first stop of our journey, Budapest, Hungary, and just below the Statue of Liberty that looks over the Hungarian capital, a fight is taking place. Duty calls Don Quixote, who immediately jumps into action. I must stop it! Against the sensible advice of Sancho. Stop! However, one doesn't always win the fights they pick. Why? I just wanted to establish peace. Isn't that enough reason to fight for? What have I done wrong? Our heroes keep going up, following the steps of Don Quixote's mysterious damsel, arriving at the region of Norway. Luckily, in March, the cold is bearable. After an exhausting search, the two friends stumble upon a peaceful corner in the Norwegian capital. Let's go explore! Without the sound of traffic, small oasis exists between the districts of Oslo. Well, this is certainly a place worth fighting for. Shouldn't we aspire to achieve this harmony with the environment everywhere? You're right, Sancho. You're totally right. Trees, eco-friendly buildings, and a great atmosphere. What can top this up? After what seemed like an endless flight, our knight and his companion set foot in the capital of Austria, Vienna. Our Don Quixote knows no exhaustion, and isn't going to miss the opportunity to roam the streets and admire the palace and historical monuments of the city. We're in Vienna, my friend. We must go to the opera. After 2.5 hours waiting at the queue, knight and companion are able to get 2 tickets to see the famous Phantom of the Opera from the top balcony of the auditorium. Taking the opportunity the Vienna State Opera offers, a chance to see an opera for €5, they take their seats and wait. Culture is at everyone's reach. Obviously, the chivalrous knight Don Quixote of La Mancha can't stay still while a young damsel, so similar to his beloved Europe, is kidnapped by a monster like the Phantom of the Opera, and without hesitation he climbs down the 4 floors that separate the upper gallery from the stalls and jumps into a duel with none other than Eric, the Phantom of the Opera. I will save you, madam! You shall not pass, monster! And after a hurried leave, due to security issues, the 2 heroes take the flight to continue their journey south. The next stop is Malta, where Don Quixote must retrieve the trained Maltese eagle tribute the island has to give to the Spanish king, or better said, had to give centuries ago. I can't believe he dragged me here. But Sancho, we must retrieve the royal eagle. After a long walk in Valletta, Don Quixote finds an unlucky person disguised as one of the once famous Maltese Templar knights. There it is. I challenge you to a duel. If I win, the eagle is mine. If not, you can keep it. After being told off by the police, and without the precious eagle, the two friends get to enjoy the freedom festivities the city holds. Mighty purpose, if I may say so, freedom. There's nothing better indeed. We should head back home. The last stop before going back home is Portugal, where the visit to Lisbon suddenly gets interrupted. Let me go! Where are you taking me? Leave me alone! Sancho! Where's Sancho when I need him? After a long explanation with the judge. He's innocent! The two finally get out just in time to catch their flight, and having learned what an important value justice is. Back to Spain at last. Problems have been overcome, and Don Quixote and Sancho arrive to the final destination, Granada. We're finally here, Sancho. The beautiful Europe awaits inside, captive and alone. Onward we go, my friend. Crossing fountains and gardens at full speed. This way, Sancho. Follow me. There she is. They finally find the hidden beauty they've been following across the continent, which turns out to be one of Don Quixote's hallucinations, but real enough to get him into another fight. Ugly! How dare you! And even though he might not have defended his lady's honor, equality and respect is something important enough to fight for. About the book. This idea came up when I thought that Europe was just like a puzzle, meaning that it's the sum up of different values, ideas, and identities. As a result, the development of the plot occurred to me when I found some values that I believe are what most people, European or not, aim for. They could be summed up in 6, which correspond to the number of countries the young digital choices contestants come from. From then, I assigned each core value to one of the countries and looked up a monument or place that suited each ideal. It obviously had to begin in La Mancha, just like the original manuscript. Then the characters traveled to Hungary, where I wanted to represent peace, and led me to choose the Statue of Liberty of Budapest that represents the liberation of the country after World War II and the victory of peace. Afterwards, Don Quixote's adventures take place in Norway, my obvious choice for eco-friendly ideals, where they find a perfect example of a green functional district. Austria was meant to show progress with example of initiatives to bring culture closer to everyone. That's why the idea of selling opera tickets at €5, so they are available for the public, made the final cut. Malta is a country who has shown its will to fight for freedom, so the festivities that take place the 31st of March were the perfect atmosphere for that chapter. On top of that, a comical situation with an old tribute was the perfect setting for the story. After everything that happened, I thought that justice had to do something to establish law and order, but with enough explanation, mainly that it was all caused by Don Quixote's imagination, they let them go with the condition of returning back to Spain without causing any more trouble. This is where their adventures end after finding the imaginary lady they've been pursuing and one last battle against discrimination.